All right, ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be a review of factoring. I know we've done a lesson on this before, so I just kind of broke down everything that you possibly need to know. So the first thing we always look toward to is GCF. The second thing, if A is 1, we got three terms. Then we're just going to do our two sets of parentheses. And I'll walk through all of this step by step. But anyway, that's all that. So you want to pause it, copy it down, go and get started. All right, so the first couple, all we're doing is we're just going to be taking the GCF out. So on number 1 and on number 2, we just see, okay, what can I take out? So these, I can take a 5 and an x squared out. So what I have left is a 4x and then plus 1. That's it, we're done. For number 2, what can I take out of all three terms? This one, they're all divisible by 3, and then an x, and then a y. So now I'm left with 4x squared minus 2xy plus y. And that's it for that one. Sorry, oops. Now on number 3, be a little crazy. So you can divide everything by 3 or factor out of 3. But now we're going to go back to that if a is 1, so a being 1 is this guy right here, then we're going to use the AC method, or sorry, not AC method. Then we're just going to do our two little parentheses. So I got my 3 still out there. And then what times what makes x squared? X and x. What times what makes 10? 5 and 2. Alrighty, let's go on. Number 4 is the same idea. I can't take anything out. A is 1, so then it automatically jumps to, instead of being x times x, now I have y times y. Then what times what makes positive 30? So what times what makes 30, but also adds up to negative 11, negative 5, negative 6. Number 5 is the difference of squares. So if we go back a second, if two terms, a squared minus b squared is this. So I feel like these are easy. You may struggle with them. But what times what makes 4y? What times what makes 100? They're going to be the same numbers on the inside. So 2y and 10, 2y and 10. All right. Number 6 works the same way. But first we got to do GCF. GCF's never going away. Don't forget about it. So on this one we can get a 2. So we got 49 minus 4m squared. Those are square rootable. So we have 7, 7, 2m, 2m. One's a plus, the other one's a minus. Doesn't matter what order you put them in. All right. Now 7, 7 is the long method of the magic method. So if a is 1, if a is not 1, and we have three terms, we're going to do the magic method. So here's how the magic method works. And I've taught other stuff in the past. I like magic method the most right now. I don't know why, but I do. First step, the magic method says take 2 times negative 4, get negative 8. Then what times what makes negative 8, but also adds up to 7y. So it's kind of the same thing in the first part. So we know it's 8 and negative 1, 8 and negative 1, because it's got to multiply to make negative 8. Then I rewrite, so that was step 1. Step 2 says to rewrite the first term without the squared, and then we use our two numbers, so plus 8 and negative 1. The other half of step 2 is if you can divide both of these by something, you need to do that. Now these aren't divisible by anything, so I get y plus 4 and 2y minus 1. That's the magic method. 8 and 9. We have 4 terms. So 4 terms means we factor by grouping. So if I refer to my list here, if 4 terms, factor by grouping. So grouping means what can you take out of the first 2, what can you take out of the second 2. So first 2, second 2. First 2, I can take a 2 and an a out, so now I'm left with a minus 4. On these, I can take out a 3b, so now I'm left with a minus 4. And see how these match? That's a good thing. So I rewrite it once if they match, so a minus 4. Now I'm done with them. And then what's left over? 2a and 3b. Number 9 works the exact same way. We'll kind of take out the first 2 and x. So I'm left with x plus 2y. Out of these two, a negative 3 and a z. And sure enough, they match again. If they don't match, it means we did something wrong. And number 10. What do they have in common? Do GCF first. Probably can take out a 4 and an x, and I'm left with x cubed plus 27. Oh, I got a cubed. Weird. So cubed means the sum or difference of cubes. So if two terms, but we have a cubed, we follow this formula. So the formula here, we're going to put our 4x on the outside. So 4x on the outside. And this is my a cubed, this is my b cubed, so that means a is x and my b is 3. Then the next thing says a squared, so this is x squared. Next thing says minus a times b, so x times 3 is 3x. And then lastly, b squared, b is 3, so b squared is 9. Alrighty, good luck. See you tomorrow.